More details have been released as to why Molly Qerim abruptly quit ESPN. And when I say abruptly quit, I mean she left work, I think it was on Monday, and she never came.
Last night, she abruptly resigned as the host of the show. And to say that I'm quite sad about it is an understatement.
Was Molly Qerim's exit from ESPN really just a graceful career pivot, or the kind of tangled power play that can make even the most seasoned network insider start to sweat? That's the debate lighting up every sports timeline and turning casual fans into full-fledged investigators. Because this isn't your run-of-the-mill anchor shuffle or quiet contract expiration. It's a saga thick with whispers of betrayal, simmering grudges, and a web of accusations that feels more like a late-night thriller than a morning talk show. For years, Molly Qerim was a steady hand that kept First Take from spiraling into chaos.
Times when you have someone abruptly quit a job, they're not leaving on the best terms. Normally, it's polite to give your employer some kind of notice.
Toe-to-toe with Stephen A. Smith, managing his volcanic debates, and maintaining the fragile balance of egos that made the show must-watch television. To viewers, it all looked seamless. Until, without warning, Molly was gone, her chair empty, her name wiped from the lineup, and social media lit up with speculation. Her farewell post on Instagram checked all the expected boxes. Gracious thanks to her colleagues, praise to the fans, and warm nostalgia for a decade of fiery sports talk. But anyone who knows how this industry operates understands one thing. Polite goodbyes are often a mask that hides the real story. Behind the scenes, ESPN scrambled to paper over the sudden hole in its flagship show. Cue the tributes, the soft-focus retrospectives, and the PR-approved sound bites. What didn't appear, though,
he was quitting right now. Both ESPN and Molly Qerim, they are trying to polish the they're trying to make this look like an amicable divorce. And look, maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. Maybe they couldn't come to an agreement and they agreed to amicably part ways. I'm more interested in
was any mention of the chaos quietly spreading behind the curtain. And that's where the plot turned explosive. The first bombshell didn't even come from inside the network. It came from a voice claiming to be Stephen A. Smith's ex-girlfriend. This supposed insider didn't lob vague accusations. She detonated them. In a string of posts that went viral almost instantly, she accused Molly of waging a covert war against Stephen A., leaking private contract details and planting rumors with rival hosts, all, she claimed, in a calculated effort to damage his reputation. Her most shocking claim? That Molly was behind a fabricated harassment story designed to wreck Stephen A.'s career. The alleged motive, a mix of revenge, resentment, and a hunger for control. Molly wants Stephen A.'s money but doesn't have Stephen A.'s talent. The woman sneered in one now infamous clip, a line that's since been quoted, clipped, and dissected across every corner of the internet.
Let's remember, wasn't it just last week Stephen A. was on air bragging about the people he stood up for to get paid and how many, Cam, I did it for Shannon Sharp and I did it for this person and that person. And when I look at the abrupt, I'm not coming into work tomorrow.
Yeah.
That also is maybe there's pointing a finger at Stephen.
Whether it's truth or theater, one thing's certain. This isn't just a story about a host leaving a show. It's a collision of ego, influence, and ambition, and it's forced ESPN's glossy image into a spotlight it can't easily dim. Even if you take all of it with a full shake or skepticism, one thing's undeniable. ESPN had been a pressure cooker long before Molly Qerim made her exit. For months, sharp-eyed viewers and insiders alike could sense something festering between Molly and Stephen A. Smith. What once looked like playful debate had started to feel charged, sharper, meaner, and more personal than anything that belonged on live television. Clips began popping up across social feeds showing their chemistry fraying in real time. Tense exchanges about guests, thinly veiled digs about salaries and control, and awkward jokes that landed more like jabs and banter. There was that moment when Molly quipped about not being able to use the bathroom without Stephen A., knowing his comeback. Equal parts teasing and territorial, drew nervous laughter from the crew. To the casual viewer, it was entertainment. To anyone paying closer attention, it looked like a feud bleeding through the studio walls. And in a workplace where gossip travels faster than press releases, those cracks in facade became gas